Hey everybody, here for another edition of Keeping It Current. So, well, this is a little late because I wasn't able to do it last week. So now I'm catching up, and then I have another one to do behind this one. So I have a lot of catching up to do. But anyway, the first thing we could talk about is well, Orange is the New Black premiered. It was supposed to premiere June 12th. And people weren't sure if it was going to premiere like as soon as like 12 a.m. hit or whatever. So Netflix surprised the hell out of all of us and streamed it a day early. So we got to watch it actually that Thursday. And I was happy as hell. I could not wait for season 3. But what I wish they would have done instead of giving us all the episodes so they could stretch it out, because season 4 is not going to come out till 2016. They should have gave us like a new episode every week. That would be like to kill some time or whatever, not all in one shot. And then a lot of people already, like me, I'm not finished watching it because I keep purposely not watching it because I don't want to watch the whole season. But now I'm just like, whatever, I'll just watch the whole season. And I'm on episode 11, and it's only 13 episodes, so I'm almost finished. So I was happy that they streamed it online early, but I'm just like, did they have to give us all the episodes at once? But anyway, like I said, I was happy, and it was a big surprise or whatever. So, Erica Campbell premiered her I Luh God video. And when I first heard the song, I didn't really like it. And usually with certain songs or whatever, like some songs have to grow on me. If it doesn't grab me at first, I have to listen to it like a couple more times in order to like it. So when I first heard that it came out and that she made it, I listened to it and I was like, okay, I see what she's trying to do. She's basically trying to gear her music towards a younger generation, like basically save the younger generation, which is cool. So I listened to it again after the video premiere, and I think the video was cute. The video was very, it looks like it's like videos of today. She was wearing a hat and she had LaShawn Daniels in there, and she had her sisters in there. Like, they were all looking cool in the video. And I think the message of the video is basically just telling people, just be thankful for what you have, like, be humble or whatever, like she's basically saying, look at all the good things that God has done for me. Don't you think he can do it for you too? And then even to some people who I guess don't believe in God or whatever, she's like, I love him. You don't love him? What's wrong with you? Like, why don't you love him? But I mean, I get the message that she's putting out there. And me personally, I love Mary. Like, they're very, hip. They can sing. Very fashionable, very beautiful, very inspirational. I love Mary, and I love Erica Campbell. She's solo. So, I like the song. It grew on me. 'Cause like I said, when I first heard it, I really didn't care for it. But I was like, okay, let me listen to it again. And I listened to it again, like, in its entirety. And I was like, okay, this is a nice song, very upbeat, very catchy, and very much today's music. And I see people talking about it still, and they're like, oh, this song is ghetto, she's trapping for God. And I'm like, well, people gonna always, have something to say. And I just feel like I get the approach that she's trying to go with the song. So that's why I like it. So the situation that happened with the McKinney pool party, I don't know all the exact details, but from what I was hearing and like reading on Facebook, they were saying that I guess somebody called the cops. Like, they were having a pool party and somebody called the cops, and when the cops got there, like, the kids were like unarmed, they were just having fun, and one of the cops, he pulled a girl, like, you know, I guess to arrest her, like on the floor. It was a black girl, and he threw her on the floor to arrest her, and some other guy got involved. Like I said, I don't know the whole story. If you do, you could leave it in the comments. I didn't get to read the whole thing, but it was just like a lot of, you know, crazy media backlash, like a lot of statuses, people saying that, you know, it's a race thing, and you know that the cop was dead wrong. And I mean, it is always like stuff like this happening where the people are unarmed. They're unarmed, they're black, and they either end up arrested or they end up dead. And it's really sad. It's 2015, and it's like it's getting worse and worse and worse. It's crazy. So, it was this teacher who I guess heard about the McKinney pool party, and she went on a Facebook rant and was calling black people, saying that we're the problem and we're uneducated and need to be segregated from the whites and all kinds of stuff. Now, you're a teacher and you're on Facebook. Now, you know, yes, Facebook is personal, but it's not all that private. If somebody needed to find out your business, especially employees and employers, if they needed to find out your business, they could get right on Facebook and look you up, no problem. A lot of people have gotten fired for like risque pictures and crazy statuses, and that's why I be telling people, keep your business off of Facebook. Yes, this is a social network, but feds, cops, anybody that needs to get into your personal business and you're putting it on Facebook, if they really wanted to look you up, find you, they could find you. They can arrest you, they could fire you, anything can happen. And from what I heard, after she put that status and they got wind of it, she got fired. I think she deserved to get fired because you're going on a racist rant about black people. And it's like, what did black people ever do to you? You know, and it's just, I'm so sick of this whole racism thing. Like, it's just annoying. It is so annoying. Why does color matter? Why can't we judge off of character? Why can't we judge off of personality? Why does it have to be because of how we look? It's ridiculous. So anyway, I saw this on Facebook and was like, okay, I can't with these two. And I'm like this every time I talk about them because they are so annoying. Rich Dollaz leaves New York City, so it's said, to join Love and Hip Hop Hollywood with Moniece Slaughter. I'm like, okay, here we go with this fake relationship. Because that's what it looked like to me. Like, it don't even seem like it's the real deal. It looked like it's all for ratings. That's just my opinion. Because they are an unlikely pair. And it's like, Rich Dollaz, like, he's this womanizer. So, for him to settle down with Moniece, that don't look right, that don't sound right. And just from what it seemed like, because Moniece really didn't have much of a storyline besides her and Fizz going back and forth about their son and custody of their son, all this other craziness. So it's like where they left off last season is, you know, they were on good terms, but as we've seen on social media, they're not on good terms. Like, something happened between him and her on Mother's Day where they were going back and forth and whatnot through text messaging. She posted it on Instagram. So it's like, I just kind of feel like, you know, it's like, well, what's going to be your storyline this season if you come back on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood? Oh, boom, I'm dating Rich Dollaz. There's my storyline. That's how I feel. I mean, I could be wrong, but whatever. So anyway, moving on, because them two annoy me, and I don't want to spend so much time talking about it. So Jessica Alba becomes a billion-dollar businesswoman with the Honest Company, and the Honest Company is basically a company for parents and their kids, where she sells like a dietary supplement for kids, vitamins, diapers, wipes, and they're all hypoallergenic, they're all biodegradable, and they won't give, you know, kids like rashes or anything like that. Really good. And I have to say, kudos to her. It's always good when you invest in yourself, and it's always good when you work hard to do something that'll pay. It'll it'll be good for you in the end. And I mean, my aunt, because my aunt is my daughter's godmother. She ordered like Pampers and stuff from the Honest Company, and I kept hearing about the Honest Company, but I didn't really know what it was until my aunt had ordered the stuff from there. And the stuff is cute. Like, they have different design Pampers, different colors, instead of like the plain white ones from Pampers or Huggies, whatever. Like, they have leopard, stripe, like all kinds of designs. And it is so cute. And the stuff is like, very, very good for kids. And I'm like, wow, I need to get up on this, order stuff from the Honest Company as opposed to, Pampers. Because my daughter has been getting rashes, and I think it's from the Pampers, and she gets them frequent. So I'm like, okay, maybe I need to switch to the Honest Company. So kudos Jessica Alba. I didn't even know that was her company, but she got her a customer and me and my aunt. So, kudos to her. I'm always glad to hear about women who, they're doing it for themselves, sisters doing it for themselves, and, they making money and they doing their thing. They invested in themselves, invested in in their dreams, and that's awesome. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is, oh God, Bow Wow Instagramming that he created Erica Mena and put her on a pedestal. You heard right, a pedestal, not a pedestal, a pedal stool. Okay, so I think I get what he was trying to say. Like, basically, he changed her for the better. But I mean, okay, maybe personality-wise, he probably did. But the picture that he Instagrammed, I'm like, what changed? She still looked the same. She was dressed in this outfit that was like a bra and some pants. Okay, what changed? Erica dressed like that all the time. I said I would have been surprised if she was fully clothed. So I'm like, I mean, a lot of people were like, you didn't create her. You ain't do nothing. Erica been like that before you met her. And I'm like, okay, I get what he was trying to say. But my thing is, first of all, who cares? And then my thing is, like, what did you really do? Let's take away the personality for a second. What did you really do, looks-wise? She looks the same. So the thing that killed me was when dude said pedal stool. See, people need to use Google. If I don't know what a word means or how to spell a word, I go to Google before I post it to social media. I'm not going to sit up here looking crazy in these social media streets, okay? Pedestal is spelled Pedestal. Not a pedal stool, a pedestal. Two different things. I was like, really? He really put this on Instagram? What the? I was like, I can't. People need to really spell check. And I'm mad autocorrect didn't help him out. Like, this would have been the perfect time for autocorrect to be like, all right, dog, let me help you out before you look crazy on Instagram. I was like, wow. But I'm like, anyway, he like it, I love it, whatever. So Lamar Odom was offered $100 million to return to Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but he turned it down. His thing is, he feels like the Kardashian name or the Kardashians in general ruined his life. First of all, Lamar, they didn't ruin your life. From what I saw on the show, Khloe was the best wife ever to you. That girl was 100% dedicated and devoted to you. I feel like where Lamar went wrong was when they moved him from the Lakers to the Mavericks. That's when he started spiraling out of control because he didn't want to leave LA. And I remember that him and Khloe was going through a tough time transitioning from LA to Dallas. That's when ish hit the fan. So after that, that's when him and Chloe's marriage was like kind of shaky. And Chloe kept trying to get him help, kept trying to deal with him with his depression. And it's like every single thing that she did didn't work. So she filed for divorce. I don't know if she ever signed the papers or whatever, but I know she filed. So I think they're legally separated. I don't know what they are. Um, they're still married. I really don't know. But all I know is that she moved on to French Montana, but she's not really all in with that relationship because she's still dealing with her feelings with Lamar. So, and then Lamar admitted in a YouTube video that he cheated on her. So it's like, how did they ruin your life? Explain. Because I don't get it. I don't see it. So I want to know, how did the Kardashians ruin his life? Because honestly, I feel like Lamar had these demons already. It just took something for him to snap, and that was it. So miss me with that, and take responsibility for your own BS. Don't sit up here and say they ruined your life. You're a grown man. Anyway, so allegedly, rumor has it that Drew Sidora is in talks of joining season 8 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, last I heard of Drew Sidora, she did get married recently. I think she had a baby. I can't remember. But I'm like, okay. While I was reading it, they were saying like, oh, you know, she's feisty, she's this, and she could give Nene a run for her money. And I'm like, why do they keep bringing these people on to Real Housewives of Atlanta to come for Nene? If y'all really want her to quit or leave the show, then fire her. Why do y'all keep bringing these people on to purposely get under Nene's skin? Like, it seems like whoever's behind the show that keeps hiring these people to come for Nene are, you know, they purposely trying to get her to leave, or they purposely, and it's stupid because it's like, if you want her to leave, then fire her. But y'all know for a fact, if y'all fire Nene, your ratings are gonna go down because Nene brings in ratings. So it's like, and Nene seemed like she over the show anyway. And I mean, I understand how she feels, but I also understand that Nene is very, like, you know, she has like a superior attitude, like Candy was saying. But at the same time, Nene is the original. She's the OG of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I'm like, okay, whatever. We'll see how that works. And we'll see how true that is, I guess, when season 8 premieres or whatever. Anyway, so I was also seeing on Facebook that this woman was arrested in Florida for throwing a hamburger in her boyfriend's face. I'm like, really? Y'all arrest people for that? But they're basically saying it's like assault or something like that. And I'm like, Florida's a dumb state. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Or just maybe their laws are stupid. Because I'm like, y'all arrest a girl for throwing a hamburger in her boyfriend's face. Meanwhile, Trayvon Martin's his killer, is still free. And he walking around here getting into trouble himself. Oh, but he's still free. Oh, but let's arrest the black woman for throwing a hamburger in her boyfriend's face. You know, that's terrible. That's criminal activity. But oh, a killer is still walking free. I'm like, what? Florida got some dumb laws. Like, I pray for every person that lives in Florida. I'm praying for you because I don't know how y'all do it. Yeah, it's nice out there in Florida. Yeah, it's, I guess, hot year round. But y'all laws, stupid. Anyway, well, speaking of Lamar Odom from earlier, his best friend, I hope I pronounce his last name right. I'm going to just say it how I think it's pronounced, and if I pronounced it wrong, God help me, but I tried. Lamar Odom's best friend, he also, like, you know, starred on a couple of episodes of Chloe and Lamar. His best friend, Jamie Sangouthai, I hope I said it right, Sangouthai, passed away at age 37. Now, they're saying that he passed away from a flesh-eating disease like, from the result of using a dirty needle. And I'm like, there you have it. There you have it. You use drugs, you shoot up, and them needles are not, they not clean, they not sterilized. It's like a lot of consequences, and you sharing needles with people and you don't know what they have, so whoever he shared the needle with probably ain't have nothing good going on in their veins or whatever, but that's sad. 37. And I was surprised, but I really wasn't, because, Lamar Odom, I guess, like, he relapsed or whatever, like, got back on drugs. So, last I heard, him and Lamar were doing drugs together because they made that video together talking about Chloe. But also, he looked a little, you know how people that are using, like, heroin and all of that, they have that look? He looked like he was a little, like he was doing something. So, my prayers are out to him and his family. And I'm pretty sure Lamar is not taking it well, because that was his friend all his life. So, that's sad. So, but people, leave the drugs alone. Get addicted to something else. Get addicted to something positive. Don't look for drugs to numb your pain. If you feel like you're in that much pain, seek help professionally. Don't go taking drugs to mask that. Look at what happens. Look at the result. You lose your life. So the next thing I want to talk about had me kind of like, girl. So Chinx Drugs, as you know, passed away last month. He got killed. So his wife, mind you, his wife was going in on Instagram and Facebook about rumors of Chinx being romantically involved with Erica Mena at one point, and with Malika Hack, who's Khloe Kardashian's best friend. So this picture comes up of her at Chinx baby mother's baby shower. And I'm like, what? Dude had a baby on the way? So I'm like, okay, let me get this straight. He was supposedly dating Malika Hack. He has a wife, he has kids, and he has a baby mother who's pregnant. What kind of sister wives type, what? I was like, what? And, she basically explained, we handled this in private before all of this went down, and we made a promise that we would work this out as a family, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, y'all handled this in private because people really didn't know when Chinx was alive. He was just about to come out. Like, he was just about to be, like, a breakout star or whatever. So people didn't really know who he was. I know I didn't know who he was until he passed. And then that's when I found out he was affiliated with French Montana. So she's like, we handled this in private and blah. And I'm like, that is so ratchet. So you're his wife, but he has a chick on the side that's pregnant. If y'all like it, I love it. The good thing is, like, they got along together and sat down and spoke with each other, and, that baby will be okay since Chinx passed away. So, that's the good that came out of it. But I'm like, she was going in about him dating other chicks, and this dude got another chick pregnant. Whatever. So the last and final thing that I want to talk about was a big media frenzy last week also. And this about Rachel, hope I say her last name right, Rachel Dolezal. Now, she's a woman who was, like, outed by her parents for claiming that she was black. And she was posing as a black woman for a decade. And her parents came out and said she is not black. She is German and Czech, which is basically, like, it's just as full-on Caucasian. She has no black in her. And they had, like, before pictures, like, when she was younger, and they had pictures now. And I'm like, yeah, that's the same person. So even then, they had, like, a little interview with her where they were asking her, are you African American? And she was basically like, I don't understand the question. The question was straightforward. Are you black or are you white? And then, like, after a while, because the guy kept pressing and asking her the question, she just walked away from the interview. And I'm like, if you were telling the truth, you wouldn't have to walk away. So I'm like, Lordy. So my whole thing, here's my opinion on the whole situation. I don't think I really have a problem with her lying about her race. What I have a problem with is, like, she manipulated everything. She manipulated her way into becoming I think she was the president of the NAACP Washington D.C. chapter, something like that. But I just feel like she manipulated everything to make it seem like she was like a full-on black woman. She got her hair done like kinky and all of that, like how we used to do it. She adopted her brother and was saying that was her son. What else did she do? She tried to, like, sue her old university for something that they did. Like, I didn't really read it because the whole situation honestly gave me a headache. But people want to know my opinion. So my opinion is I don't really have, like I said, a problem with her wanting to identify as black. But don't use our culture to elevate yourself. If you're a white girl who likes black culture, that's fine. I don't care. It's fine. There's a lot of other, races, ethnicities. Like, there's a lot of other people who love black culture, but a lot of them, they big up where they're from. They big up their culture. So, at the same time, like, we got white rappers. We got, is a lot of white people who like black culture, but they still, oh, I'm white. We know for a fact they white. So it's like, you didn't have to lie about it. If you're a white girl who likes wearing her hair kinky, who likes wearing long extensions or whatever, that's fine. But don't sit up here and pretend and say, oh, I'm black, just because. And then the whole thing with transracial was thrown around. And also what I was seeing on Facebook is transracial is a thing, but not how she's using it. Transracial is used for, the best example I saw was a kid who was one race adopted by a family that's like multicultural. That's a different culture. So let's say, for example, you have a black kid who was adopted by white parents. How they were raised is transracial. Like, they knew they were black, but they were raised, looking up to white culture, trying to fit in, stuff like that. That's an example of transracial. Transracial, you cannot just say, I'm black. I wouldn't be able to say, I'm white. People gonna look at me stupid. And then I can't just say, oh, I'm transracial. I identify as white. That makes no sense. So a lot of people were offended by what she was doing. And I mean, I will admit, I'm a teensy bit offended too, because it's like, okay, if you decide that you identify as black, and then if something happens to you as a black woman, you can always go back to your original race and be like, oh no, I'm white. I don't want to deal with that, whatever that is, that blackness, I'm white. Black women can't do that. I can't be like, oh, I'm white. People gonna look at me like I'm crazy, knowing I'm full on black. So, so that was mainly my problem with it. Like, I just think she was wrong for lying and manipulating the situation. But as far as I heard, she stepped down from being president of the NAACP, and she was on the Today Show or whatever. So I'll talk about that in the next Keeping It Current. But I mean, it was a big week with stuff going on in the media, crazy weeks, but we'll see what else happens. So I'll see you in the next video. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Later.